G'day guys, my name is Trent, aka LaxLime, bringing you week 3 of the PGL. This week we are up against the Seattle Smeargles, the head coach of the Sketchy Smeargles. We are so far 1-1, taking the loss in the first week to Seattle 1-0, however regaining some momentum against the Detroit Steel Wings, which is Crimson Seabad, with a 4-0 victory, very close 4-0 victory I might say. I'm really looking for the win this time. However, he has brought a fairly good team against me. Extra Drill with the Mold Breaker can actually really damage my team, like, significantly. So I've got to be really careful of that. As also with his wall of Cresselia, Gastrodon, and Miltank, it's quite difficult to deal with. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty tough battle from the start. I know my weakness is a lot of people using walls and a really good core, because it's just so hard to get around and I get a little bit anxious and make wrong moves. But I am bringing Macaldio, who is just, you know, the special attacking monster that I pretty much always bring. Shaman, who is also special attacking. I believe it is carrying the Life Orb. I've got the specially defensive Uxie, a fully defensive Rhyhorn with the Assault Vest, just the monster that is Metagross, and the Scarfed Salamence. We will just get straight into battle and we'll see how we go. So plan is actually to lead off with Keldeo. I decided to go straight for the aggressive lead because I was sort of assuming that he'd think I was leading out with Uxie. So, you know, there's no point over predicting on this turn, and I just go straight for the Sacred Sword. And you know what? Cresselia takes this like a boss. It really does. It does absolutely nothing. Like, really nothing. I sort of got the vibe that this thing might be a bit of a mixed defense wall rather than anything else. But Cresselia is going to be a little bit annoying for me. At this point, I decided to go on Uxie. My sort of priority was to get the knockoff off. And I'm really glad, because he is actually starting to paralyze. He's carrying the Thunder Wave, which, you know, I do have to rely a little bit on speed to be able to outspeed that Extra Drill, because if I'm not able to, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. He does switch out back into Whitney as I go for the knockoff but get the paralysis, unfortunately. He sets up his rocks, which are really important, and I decided to actually do the same thing, because if he's going to bring in the walls, he's going to be very switch heavy. So it's a good way just to dwindle them down slowly and you know, eventually be able to take them out that way. It just gives you a little bit more momentum in that thing. I get paralyzed again, which is a little bit annoying, but I would prefer to get heaps of paralysis now than later on in the game, so maybe my luck will just be a little bit worse. So I do go for the knockoff. I really just want to get those leftovers off, because it just gets a little bit irritating with all the recovery going on. He does end up going for the Body Slam. I'm still, like, I'm already paralyzed. It doesn't really matter, and just go for a straight U-turn to get out of there. I love a slow U-turn because I'm able to U-turn out of there and not have to take any, you know, and risk the paralysis when I came into the Keldeo. He's going to switch out here. There's no way. He's not going to be able to survive a Sacred Sword from that. And I just decided to go straight for the Surf, knowing that he'll probably make the switch into Doomduck. But after I am able to go for the Surf, it actually gives me a pretty good idea that this is mixed defense. He's probably running full HP, and I think it's 128 in both of them. I used to run one of them all the time in previous leagues that I've been in. I do switch out into Rhyperior here, because Rhyperior actually is carrying the Assault Vest, so it shouldn't be able to take much damage from this thing. And the Crunch will significantly hurt. But he does end up making the double switch here, which I was a little bit surprised about, and goes into the Gastrodon. I'm not staying in for the Gastrodon because the Scald will do so much damage, and decide to go into the Shaman. The annoying thing is, I kind of forgot at this point that the Miltank actually has Sap Sipper, so I thought I was just free to go for the Giga Drain, I think I went for the Leech Seed, thinking that, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But after doing that, I realized, oh, Sap Sipper, that's right, he gets Sap Sipper. So he's actually really prepared for this match, which is good. So he sort of knew what he was doing and knew what he wanted to do to definitely wall me out. So I don't really want to lose Shaman yet at this point, so I decided to switch out, and pretty much you can just go back into Rhyperior. Rhyperior can't really damage this thing as much, but I couldn't really risk the the paralysis on any other mons, just because I just don't want to be in that position where everything's paralyzed and it's really annoying. He does decide to switch out at this point, and he does go into the Gastrodon, which it pretty much completely walls right on, because it pretty much, I think it's a 2-hit KO at least with Scold, which is fairly significant because this thing has probably got no special attack investment or anything in it. But I can easily switch out a Keldeo here. I am parrying the Hidden Power Grass. I sort of thought that he would predict that, so I decided to go for the Calm Mind on the first turn, just to boost up a little bit. I don't think Hidden Power Grass, there's a slight chance that it wouldn't kill. But if I knew I've got a Calm Mind up, I know that definitely it's going to kill. So I tossed up for a little while here thinking that he's probably going to switch out, but he actually ended up staying in, so he pretty much caught this Hidden Power Grass. I didn't want to over-predict, and it's still going to damage something, whatever comes in next. So Gastrodon is down, which is a pretty significant threat to my team. So I'm really glad about that, and he actually goes into his Thunderous here. I can't outspeed. I know that I don't have enough speed to be able to outspeed him, and I decided to go on a Uxie here. Probably a bit of a silly play. Now that I look back on it, I probably should have gone into Rhyperior, because Rhyperior wouldn't have taken any damage from that at all. Yeah, it probably would have been the smarter play, because I think I realized that after I sent out Uxie and was like, oh, that wasn't really smart. I'm glad to see that he changed up moves. That means he's not Scarfed, but it also makes me very worried to see what that extra drill is. At this point I decided just to go a little bit more aggressive, go into Metagross, get my Mega Evolution off. I know that a Zen Headbutt will kill at this range, so I pretty much just clicked that and, you know, just to damage something on his team. I know this, I think he's got a Weavile in the back, which is a little bit scary, but yeah, I decided to go for it. But he does end up going for the Thunder Wave. Look, I'm not super disappointed about the Thunder Wave. This thing was only really built to outspeed Excadrill, and it sort of was the only thing that could naturally sort of outspeed. Like, it wouldn't have outsped the Thunderous anyway. So it was only really built to be able to outspeed the Excadrill. But he does make the switch here, which is funny. He took so much damage from that Miltank, and I actually went for the Bullet Punch at this point, and yeah, that kills Weavile, which I'm completely happy about. That puts me in a really nice position. But I'm not sure why he made that switch. It was probably a little bit... he may have overpredicted, thinking I was going for the Zen Headbutt again. I'm not 100% sure, but it was pretty safe for me to go for the Bullet Punch at that point, just to be able to get rid of the Miltank. So I do go out into Shaman. I pretty much just got to go out to Shaman to sack it off, because I need to get a free switch in on the Excadrill. So Shaman is down, and from here I can actually go into Keldeo, because I know Keldeo does outspeed the Excadrill, because it was definitely built that way. So he is going to make the switch out, and I sort of assumed that he was going to go into the Cresselia. It was probably going to be a 3-hit KO with Surf, but I have to sort of risk the Thunder Wave, because I can't risk like him recovering up on me and being super annoying. So I sort of pretty much just have to keep him going for the Surf, hoping that it would kill. Yeah, that it would kill. He does end up surviving that and going for the Reflect, which is a really good idea on his part, because if he's able to get the Reflect up, it kind of makes it a little bit harder for me to kill some of his team. And it does make a difference in the end, actually. So, and the Surf this time will kill. From here, I'm a little bit like... From here, like, I was sort of tossing up what I need to do. So I thought if I go into Rhyperior, Rhyperior can sort of wall this thing out depending on its set, hoping that it doesn't have a HP something, probably Ice or Grass or something, if he thought I was going to bring Rhyperior. Because really, like, catching that Sludge Wave, it does nothing. Here he is able to make the switch out into the Whitney, as I believe I just go for the Crunch, because it does the most damage to all of his team. So Crunch will definitely take down the Whitney, so Rhyperior adding another kill to his belt. Yeah, Rhyperior is awesome. I don't know why it's not used as much. Now, I know, and I built this Rhyperior to be able to survive at least one hit from the Excadrill, and to be able to retaliate with an Earthquake and kill it. So I was able to do that. However, I totally forgot at this point that the Reflect was up. So I thought, yeah, Rhyperior, but then the Reflect was up. So unfortunately it didn't actually take him down, but you know, Rhyperior ends up having to go down. At this point, it wasn't really much of a drama because I know he's Thunderous and this isn't Scarfed, and my Salamence is Scarfed and is a boss. So he's going to just come in. He just needs to go for 2... I just need to lock myself into Dragon Claw basically, and then he'll clean up the game for me because he's only got the Thunderous in the back. So yeah, perfect. So I'm able to take another victory in the PGL, week 3 this time, and I'm super stoked by that. It ended up being a 3-0, but I am very impressed with the way that he did battle. I think he's a bit new to, I believe he's pretty new to League format, so he's sort of still getting his head around it. I'm a little bit more experienced in it, so yeah, but you played really well and definitely had me running for a little while there. Well prepped. But that's pretty much it from me, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please, hang around, I guess. And I will catch you guys next time.